Ministry first quarter budget performance report, which was submitted in accordance with the dictate of Section 33, subsection 2 of the Public Finance Management Act, Chapter 20 of 19. The committee analyzed the report and came up with a number of issues that needs further clarification. To this end, the committee invites you to physical oral evidence meeting scheduled for today. That's why we are here. The purpose of the meeting is for you to further clarify on the following areas. I think you received these questions before you came here. I don't know who is going to start to give us evidence on question number 1. Do you want us to read for you, or you've read the question? Question by questions. So I'll take a question. I'll take question number 1. The committee knows that you submitted your 2024 first quarter budget performance report on 11 June 2024, which is beyond the time frame stipulated by Section 32/2 of the PFMA, which stipulates that every accounting officer shall submit quarterly financial statements and reports for submission by the minister to the appropriate parliamentary portfolio committee within 60 days of the end of the respected quarter. Can you explain why you failed to submit your reports before the 31st of May 2024 as stipulated in the PFMA?
Thank you. The ministry submitted its report on the 11th of June 2024 instead of 31 May 2024 because of the adoption of the new currency, which requires us as a ministry to reverse documents which were not given cash support, and at the same time were also affecting our consumed budget for the first quarter. On the 4th of April, and we were in the process of trying to prepare this first quarter report. So we got an instruction from the Minister of Finance to reverse all those documents which were not given cash support. And in reversing those documents, it means our figures would change. So that caused us the
But why didn't you communicate to Parliament? You know that you are supposed to report as the Public Finance Management Act when you are as an accounting officer. When you see that you are unlikely going to meet the deadline, don't you think that it's appropriate for you to contact the Parliament and advise them the challenges that they are facing?
Yes, we agree, Honorable, and we apologize for that. It's just that I think in the whole link of things, people were just rushing and we forgot to communicate. All we wanted was to make sure that even though it missed the deadline, the report at least is not too late. But we apologize, and not just for this issue, but for any future issues where we see there being delay and there being expectation on your side, we will communicate accordingly.
I thought you are apologizing for future actions that maybe you want to repeat the same thing. But anyway, you are also late with the second quarter. What is your reason? Because I'm sure the issue of the currents applied with the first quarter, and you submitted the second quarter within the time frames that are prescribed by the Public Finance Management Act.
We submitted the second quarter.
On time, or when were you expected to submit, and when did you submit?
Thank you. The The second quarter performance budget report was submitted to Parliament last week.
Yeah, but let's not go in circles. Did you submit on time in terms of the Public Finance Management Act? The first quarter you gave a reason, and we must also remind you that you are under oath. So we need you to be aware of that fact. Did you submit on time? It's a very simple question, say yes or no. Because I'm sure you, as accounting officers, you know the dates that you are expected to submit and the date that you submitted.
The second quarter performance budget report also was not submitted on time, and I want to also apologize for that. This compilation actually had we had some challenges in this compilation that also caused that delay.
What challenges? You know, because we are seeing a trend here. One, you are trying to avoid the questions, and secondly, you are not. We called you here because of the seriousness of this matter, and I'm sure you are aware of the provisions of the Public Finance Management Act as regards to what you are expected as the ministry. Permanent Secretary.
Please. If you can give us the reason of the delay for this.
Why are you delegating? This is a question that you are supposed to be answering because you are the permanent secretary and you are delegating to people. I'm still speaking. You are delegating to people who have no answers, and you are there sitting. You should be answering that question.
What I wanted them to explain, because they compiled the report, what challenges they will have been facing. And so that is what I wanted them to present, because they do the report. And so that is what I wanted them to say, that you know what, in our compilation, this is what happens, especially in the issue of reversing of figures in the system. Accounts do that. And that is the challenge which they said they faced. And to me, it does make sense, because I remember also during that time, there was that issue of the reversal, and it did take time because now it was holding us back, even paying current contracts that we had. Now for the second report, that is why I also wanted them to mention if they had challenges that they faced, other than for us now to say that maybe these are people who are not just taking their work seriously. Because I don't want to say that maybe they had challenges. That's why I gave them an opportunity to present, to say we faced 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but we want answers from you, because it's not them that are expected by the Public Finance Management Act. These people are working for you, and you are the ones the person that is responsible for supervising them and reporting to Parliament. You are the accounting officer, so you can't refer us to people that we don't know. We know you as the permanent secretary. You came with them so that they can assist you to answer. If you are the one who signed a performance contract with the president, and part of your performance contract, you are expected to ensure that you follow the acts that govern where you operate. Because you can't be signing performance contract, then you don't submit reports that are expected of you. And that question, those people can't answer. It's you who must answer.
Improvement in regards to submission of that report timeously. And I want to apologize on behalf of the team right now that there was that delay. And for future reporting, I think there will be more repercussions on the team from me if they do fail to submit on time.
No. There are also repercussions on you from us. So yeah. So that's what we want to deal with, because you see, the seriousness of this matter is that when you fail to submit on time, you are robbing a Parliament of its oversight role. Because imagine now we are in in September, almost end of September. We are here now discussing a first quarter report, which by and large is now moot. You know, that means you are deliberately ensuring that the Parliament does not exercise its oversight role. And that's a very serious matter. So maybe let's deal with the reasons first. Let's deal with the reasons. The first reasons, we accept them. And again, the current change. What is the reason now for delay with this that second one?
She's still consulting. She will come to answer them. You can come in. If I may ask you a question, did you get this question on time? Maybe they did not give you as well. I can see them. You got them on time. Oh, thanks. You can go ahead.
So what I'm getting from my team is that there was also, if you remember, also the issue of SADC. So they're saying during the SADC, there was pressures on them to deliver on the projects that were there. That is why also now they've delayed in submission of the report. So, but all that I mean, right now, all that we can promise, for me, I have repercussions on my team. For you, we have repercussions on me, which really I have no control over, but I have control over my team, which I'm saying that going forth, we will make sure, or I will make sure that that report, there is an improvement with regards to submission of the report to committee.
We hear you, yes, but it cannot be saying all the offices are in SADC. It's very impossible. You can just get one office to say, can you stand on SADC? Others will do the paperwork and finish, so that we can hit the deadline. If you say this SADC, I don't think it's you are giving us a correct reason. Yeah? It's only people maybe they are less to do it or they didn't want to do it. Because if you're not saying the whole office SADC, it's impossible.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chairman.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spain.
Ndoda kungoenzera pane pamanga mchitaura kana ove chiora inotanga musoro saka PEMSREC vanofanira kuita put house in order. Kana zvinhu zvikarezvika pamba baba varipo vana vambouyi vachitika vanhu vanoenda kuna baba. Saka nyaya iripo ndeyekuti PS ngavave serious nebasa ravo, nokuti taona kuti first quarter they did not comply, second quarter they did not comply as well, and vakuti taurira SADC. SADC yandiani ndio yakavaudza kuti musaita basa. SADC ndio yakavaudza kuti vasaita basa itai. Hatina kuya kuno kuzotamba. Kana tiita oversight wrong, tiri kuwana that mandate from the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Tiri kuzaisa ma-provisions e-constitution. Saka as Parliament committee neta oversee Ministry ye-Transport. Tiri pabasa redu tobvunza kuti konzi taiva kuSADC. Aiwa PS. I think you need to be very serious. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Wende, before you start.
And what is very disappointing is that you were supposed to meet your staff at your office and get these answers. You come here before us, you now start to ask for questions that we are asking you. It means that you just came from wherever you are coming from. You didn't even meet as a team to consider the responses that we're asking from you. Because right now, you are supposed to have already consolidated your response. You are supposed to be the person that is speaking and being assisted by your team. But it is clear that you know nothing about what is happening, yet the Act expects you, as the permanent secretary, to report and send the report to us here in Parliament. But clearly you are not aware of what is going on within your own ministry.
Thank you so much, Honorable Wende. I once asked the people, said, did you got these papers? Because I think there is a bit of confusion. Maybe you can come in and comment what maybe please.
Yeah, I think all that I can comment, as I've reiterated before, is that I'll make stellar follow-ups with my team to make sure that going forward, the report will be submitted on time.
Honorable members, I think we are hearing that. So, first quarter and second quarter is the same thing. It did not. Do you have anything to say so that we move to the second question? They are accepting that they did not. Honorable.
Thank you, Chairman. Now they must promise us that this third quarter where we're going to actually finish us with the report in time, since they are under oath.
Thank you, Honorable. Yes, we are committing to making sure that the report is submitted on time.
How are we going to know that? Please.
Raise the value to make on time, Honorable. Report is submitted on time.
Thank you so much. I think hands are the people that are here. Honorable members, anything else? Honorable Tascan?
Yeah, varuchisungirira vega PS. So vega tingomire nemashoko avo tozoona kuti vanoita apa vanenge vaimprove here kana kuti zvingori zvimwe chezvo. Thank you.
Welcome, honorable members. Honorable Brian and Honorable. Do you have anything else to add? Or you want to open the second?
So, Chairman,
Honorable Tascan?
Okay.
I think it could just be to kumbonikidza vanhu asi riri basa redu kuona kuti vanhu havari kuita zvine mazvo vari kuita because tinoona sekuti mibvunzo yese yatongobvunza vanhu vanotanga vamboita sekunge pasina mubvera vambowirirana kuti vari kuuya kuno hamhino zvimwe zviri kungoitika so maybe chairman ndogona kuti vambonikidza unogona kubvumirwa futi kuti womboendawo isu tozouya varongeka so that hatondochita maproblems because kana tiri kutanga kudai so first question apa tiri kuenda mhino kuti they are 18 saka toona sekunge tinogona tikutomonikidza vanhu. Thank you, Chairman.
That's
Honorable, I think this question here is a list. Makubvunza kuti by when do we submit this report?
Point of order. This is a very simple question. Even it doesn't even need to be on the list. It's a very simple question. Because the reason why you are failing to submit, possibly you don't even know the dates that you are supposed to submit, and also the deadlines that you are given by the Public Finance Management Act. So you can't use that as an excuse. Because you see, the most worrying thing is that there's nothing that you are answering yourself as a permanent secretary. Every question, even a simple question like when are you going to present, you must consult yourself. When are you going to be addressing this committee? That's why I want to agree with the that you are clearly not prepared, and you have just in fact wasted our time, because we came here more prepared than you. You don't submit the reports on time. You come here, you don't have any answers. You must refer even to the basic things that you are supposed to know as a permanent secretary. You have just wasted our time here. Do you want us to give you more time so that you can go and meet as a team, so that when you come back, you speak as one?
Sorry, come in. I think PS, the honorable members, PS is allowed to consult, then come back and answer. You are allowed to do that.
Without
Every question, of course.
That's my important.
You're important. Honorable, when there's what about you cannot consult each and every question. But some of the questions through your lieutenant, yes, you can consult. But honorable, when it's a bit what about every question you are consulting, it seems that you are the head of the department. That's his worry. PMSEC.
I think we are being too fast. Those are put every question up number one. So I really don't know what that is to answer the ship. Titori prepared and we are ready. So the report you will submit October, by first week of October, we should submit.
Thank you, Pam. Let's go to number 2. Honorable, just can I free to number 2? Let's go to number 2 now.
Thank you, Chair. We note that your ministry has approved the establishment of Section 84, showing an increase from the approved 61,641 reported on your fourth quarter of 2023, of which 537 are vacant. Why, and then the question, why the value is already so high? And what steps are you taking to address this? Are you facing any challenges in filling up the vacant posts? Could you give a breakdown of the vacant posts according to the laws? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. There we are. Please, can you come in?
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. It's very
Yes.
Rekaiti answer E, tiratidza kuti tikuziva zvinhu. Mu Department of Roads and Maintenance, my units tinema number of posts 140. Then VID, Veit Bridge posts, tine 3. So you find that 65 posts, that gives a total of 143. So 65 posts out of the 143 were granted treasury concurrence. And then we have the high vacancy rate. You find that because of that is currently most of the vacancies, they are not funded. We've been going to treasury also to just make sure that those posts are funded, but as of now, we have not yet received that concurrence. And also, the funding granted is also staggered. I know we are complete process. So we just we will advertise posts based on the number of posts that will have been cleared and also funded. The steps that we have taken to address the vacant posts, as I've said, also we are also moving to treasury to make sure that they fund the posts for us, so that we can fill them timeously. The challenges of filling the vacant posts is limited funding. I think this is just the money that is the issue. And also we find that some of the posts that you fill, because of the low remuneration in government, the PECs, you find someone will just come maybe a month or two, because we find some of our vacancies, they are technical. And because of the construction boom also that we have in Zimbabwe, our young engineers or technicians would prefer to work for the private companies. I submit, Honorable.
Thank you so much, PS. Anything else, honorable members? She answered about the vacant post. The reasons why are there.
What we've done is, for in terms of engineers, when they go on site, they're given vehicles and they're also given accommodation. So as a ministry, we're in the process also of buying single cabs that will give to our engineers. You'll be surprised at how, if someone has transport, that in itself can be an incentive. And also we are considering also our technical team first on the accommodation that the Ministry of Transport has. That is, if they have accommodation, if they have a vehicle, that will lessen the burden. Even if the salary is low, we find that they are likely to stay longer with us.
The gender distribution of your staff shows that you have 392 females and 855 showing a significant imbalance with males, making up 69% of the workforce and females comprising only 31%. As a ministry, what steps are you taking, if any, to promote gender equality in terms of your staff complement?
Secret that we're always talking about STEM, and we're always talking of encouraging our girls to take up technical subjects, technical careers. So you find with the ministry, a greater percentage of our workforce is technical. They are engineers and they are technicians. So what we have done is when we have exhibitions, we have also taken the time to also make sure that we showcase the engineers, the female engineers that we have in the ministry, because believing is seeing. That is how you reach out even to school children when they visit our stand, to tell them that there are women who are also engineers that are in the ministry, and also that it is rewarding for one also to be an engineer, because they have the opportunity to make impact and also grow the country. So we have those exhibitions. We also have advertisements that we also do. Also recently we had a summit of women in transport, which we also made sure that we're also selling the ministry and also showcasing the women that are working in the ministry.
End of your total budget towards inland waters, and how this amount will be able to address issues related to this program. If you can just write in the committee.
We did not allocate that mere 0.04, we allocated by treasure. So for inland waters, you find that that amount that we got is not even covering their daily operations, let alone capital projects. I think you might want to know that from the capital projects budget that we submitted for 2024, we got 0. Following that, because we have control towers that we want to build, we've got houses that we want to build, we wrote a letter to Treasury for them to support us, so that we have at least capital to make sure that we complete the projects that we have in inland waters. But up to now, we didn't get any support for those projects.
Anything else, honorable members, on this one? Can you please provide a breakdown of the usage of the 66% of your budget that you allocated towards capital expenditure? If you can give us a breakdown on that.
Okay, we have, for projects, we have ERRP2, where we have 126 billion. Then we have Shurugwi Mantamabwe, where we have 85 billion. Blueyo Victoria Falls Road, where we have 13 billion. Harare Mashingo, Bait Bridge, we have 460 billion. NRZ, 13 billion. Zimbabwe, 7 billion.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think we can always finish with the table.
Honorable members, this is only a breakdown for this. Do you have anything else to comment or to add on this one? That's the breakdown for the 67% for the roads. You want to go on there?
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to get clarity on like the 13 billion that we're talking about. That was actually paid for the Vic Falls project. Would you expatiate on that, on how actually being used.
Thank you, Honorable Member. For the Vic Falls Road, we have a contract for routine maintenance, which is not the entire full rehabilitation of the road. And this contract has outstanding payments as well as current certificates. So the money that is being, because we are behind in paying the contractor, the money is being paid for outstanding work, and then also trying to cover outstanding payments. So as much as this is the allocation, it might not translate to work that was done this particular year. And then also internally, our teams in Mad North are also doing pothole patching.
Yeah, supplementary. Are you actually doing the audit of that road? In terms of the maintenance work that is being done, are you satisfied with the money that you are disbursing and the work that you are actually getting from the service providers of that road?
Yes, the work is being inspected. The only challenge that we're having, Honorable Member, is that the road has really gone to a terrible state. So as you patch the potholes, and then we have the big trucks that are carrying coal, which are moving, the potholes resurface again, especially during the times when it is rainy. So the plan that we have, which we are working on now, and almost we're at an advanced stage now, is for us to get an investor and work a triple P for a full rehab. The road has overlived its usefulness. So what we're doing is, of course, we're not abandoning it, but it really now needs full rehab. So the work, it might look as though we are firefighting, but we're trying as much to attend to potholes that are creating black spots on the road. But we are working now on having a full rehab by way of triple P.
Thank you so much, Mr. Honorable Modest was he used that road each and every day when he comes to Parliament, going back home. That's it, I'm giving him. Honorable, your hand is up. Honorable to me.
Tazamchite iri murongwa kugadzirwa kudira. Ikagadzirwa muchaita sei nematracks aya anoti acharamba achifamba. I'm sure kuti matracks aya takamboita atove that road secommittee ndo ari kunzi ari kunyanya kudispoya that road. Muchatora urongwa hwupi kuti road isaramba ichidispoywa nematracks aya?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member. Yes, it is agreed that the trucks, most of them are overloaded. What is happening now, Honorable Member, is that the full rehab will incorporate a design of way bridges, just like what we are doing now on Harare Chirundi, and then we're also going to do on Harare Pipe Bridge, so that those that are overloaded, they remove the weight and have another truck. That's the short term. But Honorable Members, the long term, which is also worked with through the railways, is there's the Minister's medium to short term plans to rehabilitate the railway line, which will service the loads that are moving. Traditionally, the coal used to move on the rail. So those are some plans that but for the road preservation, immediate term, way bridges and increase of enforcement so that we don't have overloads on the road. Also to say, just like what we have done to Harare Chirundi, the full rehab will ensure that the road is now done to SADC standards. SADC standards are greater than the standards that we have on the current road as it is, where we're saying the asphalt concrete now will be 40 millimeters. Previously, it was much less than that, and we didn't have crusher bases. So there will be an improvement in the road in terms of allowing a certain amount of load to increase than what we have right now. Even 10 tons is detrimental to the road. But the SADC will allow us to get to about 30 tons, but after that, the way bridges will come in to manage. But yes, that's what we're working on. But all that
honorable members, I just want to say that the full rehab will do a design, so we'll have really the actual implementations detailed in that feasibility study and design. Thank you, honorable member.
Maybe just as a follow-up. With the current weighbridge that we have, because what we see on the road is that there's no enforcement, you know, because if you put more officers on the road to enforce overloading, you will have officers following up trucks and diverting them to weighbridges that we have, so that whilst we are building more weighbridges, but let's enforce the weighbridge that we have, so that, because the damage by trucks is so immense and the overloading, almost every truck, because of the transport margins, everyone else is overloading, you know. So if you just put your officers there, you will be diverting almost every truck to the nearest weighbridge, and I'm sure 90% of those trucks you will be finding them.
Thank you, Honorable. Yeah, thank you for that comment. So I think what has been happening previously, I think traditionally our weighbridges used to be at the depots, and what would happen is enforcement, our officers would then say, meet a truck on the road, then say, go to nearest depot. Now the new standards and the way of trying to avoid those bypasses, and also any, if any, I'm not saying that it could be there, but any, you know, missing out or omissions by officers, we're ensuring now that those weighbridges are like toll gates. Where there's a toll gate, next to it, weighbridge. There's no more bypassing, or there's no need, should I say, for an officer to direct. It's automatic. Yeah, so that it leaves no discretion to officers as well. Yeah, so we're looking at that, and honorable, but thank you for the comments, honorable member.
Thank you so much. It will be a very good idea if we can have our weighbridge along the roads. Because I've seen this one in Namibia. They were there to throw weighbridge on the roads. Thank you so much. Honorable members, anything else on this one before we move? When do you want to start? At least if you can have one or two, so that we know you are doing something. Yeah, just to come and present, in 2 years down the line, we are still talking the same thing. When are you? Yeah.
For the Bait Bridge, Blue Way of Victoria Falls Road, that one is, we are actually doing the procurement at the moment. So we are hoping that maybe by end of October, we'll have at least engaged a contractor, because you know our procurement process, we have to engage, we send to PRAS or Cabinet, and so we are really pushing, because for us also, we are also getting a lot of calls. People who are concerned, people, trackers, people who are going on holiday, and it is not something that you want to be hearing all the time. Someone says, I've got a tire puncture. Some people who know me say, I now have a tire puncture. You know, so we are also pushing so that we expedite this procurement process.
Thank you so much. Ma'am, from the ministry, we have seen that you have already used your capital expenditure about 68%. And you've remained with something like 32. So is it enough for fourth and the fifth quarter? If you can tell us, maybe. Third and fourth.
It is not enough because, as we promised, you know, before the summit, that after summit we also now want to look at least doing maybe this side of the year, maybe at least 2 roads in the provinces. So it is not enough, and we have already started lobbying with Minister of Finance that we continue the system that we had, where Zinara was actually funding, you know, the roads that we did during the summit, and we continue with that same model of funding, so that we do not lag behind with regards to the target that we had of doing these roads by the end of the year.
Thank you so much. Anything else, honorable members? Anything else on this one? Honorable one.
This one is not a difficult one, but it's more like trying to give a kind of an advice and awareness of the wagons that are carrying coal on the Victoria's Bybush road. Some wagons, they are not designated to carry the coal. So much that, as we have alluded, that the road is actually going to be so narrow. So every time when you are passing each other, you have to hit the gravel first. And with the laws getting so stiffer, as we heard from the Minister of Transport and the Minister of Home Affairs taking that joint speech that they're going to be a bit tighter. They're going to tighten a little bit of bolts on the crimes on the motorists. Honorable Chair, can I actually bet my last cent that if you're driving on that road, I'll say even from Lawai to make it shorter, from Lawai to Hillforce, your windscreen will be cracked. Those trucks are dropping big boulders of coal. And I don't know as a ministry if the Ministry of Transport has got designated wagons on the trucks that are meant to be carrying a certain luggage, or I mean a certain load, because this is actually going to be so expensive on us on that road. Because any truck, flatbeds, some of them are carrying in the sacks, in those big sacks. Some of them are carrying in those tippers. And then all those trucks, they don't have anything that is actually protecting other motorists in the road. I'm actually a bit naive on the sense that the bolts are being tightened from the ministry. Do you have any plans to actually control that? I thank you.
Could you respond on that?
I think that one is a good idea, to say we also have maybe standards or specifications to say this type of wagon is maybe admissible to be traveling on our roads. We definitely look at that. I had been asking whether VID was, because the VID is responsible to make sure that they inspect, to make sure the vehicle and the goods that are on the road are to the specifications that we want. So with regards to goods that they have been doing on the tonnage that is allowable on the roads. So with regards now to the make of the trailers or of the wagons, that is something which we can look into as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PS. I'm very happy today because we have come. Most of the other departments, they said, this one needs to be answered by the PEMSET, but she's out of the office or he's not around. So all the questions can be answered because all of you are here today. That makes it an improvement. Honorable Tsongi, can you take number 7? Question number 7.
Sorry, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Could you give a justification of the low budget utilization level for program 3, aviation and rail, and program 4, inland waters, which had budget utilization levels of 15.75% and 15.25% respectively?
You find that the low budget utilization are just because of contracts that have not been finalized, which should be taking off in these various departments. Like for inland waters, you find that for now we're also in the process of trying to pay our fees, for ILO. Some subscriptions that we pay. So we are actually now in the process of paying those. This arose from a team that went for these seminars or summits from ILO. So now we'll be utilizing the budget more in that aspect.
Thank you so much. Anything else, honorable members, on this one? Straightforward. Honorable Wanda.
May I know how viable is the inland system of transport in the country?
Thank you, Honorable. I would say the maritime industry in the country is not where we would want it to be. You may remember that as a nation we are land-linked, unlike countries like South Africa, Tanzania or Mozambique, where we rely in terms of maritime business. But as a ministry, we are taking measures to make sure that we upgrade the maritime sector already with a subscription to international organizations like the International Maritime Organization, IMO, which the Permanent Secretary was alluding to. So I would say, even in terms of treasury, the limited funding, I want to believe it's coming from lack of appreciation of the maritime sector. But I believe you me, especially during the holidays, there is a lot of water activities in terms of tourism. We talk about activities in Binga, activities in Victoria Falls, in Kariba, where we have our offices there. But when you visit our offices, you will notice that the infrastructure there is actually non-existent. But what we are trying to do is to make sure that for new sites like Tubin Coast, which is the upcoming site, we are building a state-of-the-art control tower, which we have been struggling to get funding from Treasury, and the houses that started, the construction had started, but then we got no funding to complete the projects. But I would say it's viable if we get funding, but as a ministry, we are not just holding our hands because we are not getting funding from Treasury. We'll take, for example, in terms of in Kariba, where we have a lot of activities, we have partnered with Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority, where they are providing vessels and fuel because we are incapacitated. In Victoria Falls, we have also partnered with tour operators who have donated a container, and this year they've completed it, they've solarized it, and the ablution facilities have been completed, and our officers are now operating from there. As a ministry, we are also trying to approach potential investors to invest in the maritime sector, but there seems to be some lack of confidence in terms of when they focus, because remember I said we have not yet developed, so their worry is how are we going to recover our investment, but we continue to engage. Thank you.
You want to make a question?
It's a supplementary. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Chair. Yes, you touched the top cost, because that's where I wanted to go. Because as a department that is doing infrastructural development, there's actually nothing happening there. We've seen that as a ministry, we can actually augment some kind of revenue by having even our own boats. We've tried that and seen it working. You know, the CMED driving schools, they're owned by the government, I suppose. And people are actually preferring them than any other. So why can't we not just sit and wait for investors and do the same way we did with the CMED driving schools? And then we go there, we build that infrastructure so that the investors will come, they find us actually on our way. Unlike having that, this water, inland waters, just lying idle without anything that is being done like the token cost, with the money that we actually put in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Madam talked about the budget, If you go to Kariba and Vic Falls for sure, you see a lot of boats they are flying all over. It's not always about money. It's always about managing things. Because people who need to go into water, they pay first. So which money are you talking about? So you want money. You put your office there, the boat is there, the person who can manage, you can make money. You cannot say you want money from treasury. There are private players who can say, if you get to their offices, you can say these people they are making money every day. So maybe it's a government thing that they say we are not making money, but it's a bit confusing as if you say you want money from treasury. If you give me a boat today and say you need to become an MP and go to Kariba, you make a lot of money if the boat is there. So PS, maybe we need to move around and see those inlets and say, how much are you making money? And compare with the next your neighbor. How much are you making now? Honestly, PS, if you move around, take time and move it in Vic Falls, in Kariba, ask those who are not from your staff, from the other people, and say, why are you not making money? Yet the board is there, these things is there. You cannot always partner a deal of money. Honestly speaking, you can make money. Think anything else, honorable members, on this one before we move? Honorable, you want to add? You can.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe let me also clarify that as Inland Waters Control Department, we are not into water activities. We are like the VID of the maritime. Our role is to provide safety and enforcement to the tour operators who will be operating in the Inland Waters. When the PS was saying we didn't get budget for boats and vessels, these are not boats for us to provide activities to citizens. It's for our lake captains to then be able to patrol and provide safety. Let's say there is a mishap within the waters. We work hand in hand with the police aqua unit. So we supervise the activities in the water. We don't do business. I just thought maybe I should clean.
Okay. Thank you so much.
A follow-up.
Follow-up question.
Just for clarity. Is CMED being run under the certain company that is under this ministry? The CMED, that those driving schools?
Okay, sorry. CMED is a parastatal. Inland Waters is a department. And CMED, through the EasyGo Driving School, it's a commercial entity. But Inland Waters is a department, just like HR, finance, and within the department. So we get funding from the treasury. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Muriani, can you take us through to question number 8?
Question number
8.
Question number 8. Thank you, Honorable Chair. The committee notes that out of your target to construct 200 kilometers of roads by 2024, 98 kilometers of road construction had been complete by the end of the first quarter. Could you give a breakdown of the roads that were constructed?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Sorry, I might come in. Yeah, on this one, the question had asked for 98, 98 kilometers had been constructed. But actually, I wish to just to detail the actual kilometrage. It was 98 is a cumulative, so it does not answer the question of the members. I wish to just clarify and apologize on that. Why we say that? Because in roads, when we picked up this figure, when you say roads constructed, you also include drainage structures. So we added things that are over and above the roads. But if I may be allowed to actually specify the roads that were constructed in the first quarter as roads. So Harare Masvingo Bight Bridge, we did 25 kilometers. Bight Bridge, Bulawayo Vic Falls, the one that you saw that we funded earlier on in the earlier question, we only did 10.5 kilometers of reconstruction of that road. So, and then we also did the 1.8 kilometers of Nomboshawa Road through our ERRP2. So we didn't achieve the target mainly because, as you're aware, the budgets in the first quarter, they get approved late, and then 2, the ERRP has only been extended just now, and then at the beginning of the year also we were now directing resources with the guidance of Treasury and OPC to the program that was leading to SADC. So the total that should be there is actually 37.3 kilometers on the numbers.
Thank you so much, Engineer Jana. Anything else to comment, honorable members, on this one, about the kilometers? Any burning issue?
Maybe you can update us on where you are now standing, because the 38 was for last first quarter.
Honorable, actually, I had anticipated this question. I have to figure somewhere. May I be just collected? I have it somewhere. Just one minute.
Okay, yes.
Let's see, we can go to the next question.
Honorable Magabaga, can you come on to question number 9? You have a target of constructing 2 bridges in the year 2024, but we note that by the end of the first quarter, you did not update on construction of bridges. Can you update the committee with progress on the issue and identify the places where you intend to construct the bridges? Thank you.
Again, with the permission of my peers, may I kindly clarify on that, honorable members. Right, honorable members, I think you recall that there have been concerns on our highways that, especially the ones that we are upgrading, the ones that we're dualizing, namely Harare Bulawayo dualizing, and then the Harare Mtare dualizing. There have been concerns that we finish the road, but we get to a river, then the cars are forced to go back to the one carriageway, then go back, and as a result, there were lots of accidents. So the ministry had prioritized 2 bridges for this year, which are the targets. What we call Msitwe Bridge there by Melfort, as you leave towards Harare, going towards Marondera, and then also Selu Bridge when you leave Norton going towards Cheput. Members will notice that the road is actually ready. In fact, on the Selu side, we were actually ready to even do prime and complete, but because of the bridge, we have not completed. So those were the 2 targets that we have targeted for the year. Then we had targeted with designs are in place. So it was just a matter of engaging contractor. Then Q1, substantially we should have achieved a substantial progress. Then we had to divert our resources and focus on the roads leading to Parliament here. Old Mazoe Road, and then Harare Bindura. We have since completed the 2 Gwebi River bridges, the one this side on Old Mazoe, and then the one this side on Harare Bindura. So the target is ended up being this. The target in terms of description, it was still 2, but changed the direction because of that. We are still working on Msitwe Bridge, and we are still working on the Selu Bridge designs. We're going to be engaging a contractor. Other bridges that are still under construction, there's the Amalinda Bridge soon after the Mbudzi interchange, and then on Harare Masringo, there's substantial progress on Manyami Bridge. And then there's also Mkuisi River Bridge. Honorable members, if am I allowed to, I'd come with the permission of the PEMSEC, I'd come with the Deputy Director Designs, Engineer Zindoga, who is our specialist in bridges, just to give detailed narratives on the challenges that we've faced with regards to bridges. There have been some delays, for instance, on Manyami Bridge, due to certain things that are certain technical fields, which I thought maybe it would be important that honorable members also appreciate. So if you could be allowed to just give a quick report on that, engineers in Dover.
Yes.
Thank you, honorables. I'm going to start by describing what's happening on Manyami River Bridge. Manyami River Bridge is a 2-span bridge, a 3-span bridge that is being constructed over the Manyami River on the Harare Bridge Road. That bridge required us to construct it on piles. And at one time, the contractor did not have the right technology to do the construction. So he has to improve. Now he has improved, and we now have progress taking place there. We have managed to finish piling on the 2nd pier, and we are doing piling on the 1st pier. The piling on the apartment is also in progress, both on the Harare apartment and also on the Masvingo apartment. We will suspend works during the rain seasons because we don't want our scaffolding to be washed away. We will then proceed with the works after the rain season. I think that is the summary of that one. On Mositwe Bridge, we have finished setting out and drilling for foundation investigation is in progress. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you so much. I think in future you should put it in your report, not in detail, so that honorable members can read, so that we know what we are going to talk about. Not in detail saying you want to do this, let's take it down. No, but just to put it in your report, so that we know what are we going to talk about on this meeting. Thank you so much, Engineer. You want to come with your number 8 question? You want to take it now or you take it later? So that we move to number 10. Are you still checking on the...
Yeah, honorable members, yeah, if I could just be allowed to list some of the projects that have been done completed by mid quarter, accumulative summary. This is in Bulawayo, over and above the kilometer on the, I had initially mentioned that Harare Masvingo Bridge 25 kilometers in the first quarter. There was not much change even in the second quarter, because we were now focusing on roads coming to New Parliament. I had mentioned that Bridge Bulawayo 10.5 kilometers, and then I had mentioned Dombo Shower 1.8 kilometers in the first quarter. So those still stood even in the second quarter, that's up to about June. So we also did in Bulawayo, went to Leeds Road, we did 0.55 kilometers road construction, reconstruction. These are roads that are construction, reconstruction, where we are ripping and constructing, so it's in the category of construction. There was electro cells, 0.2 kilometers. These roads, honorable members, you recall that His Excellency commissioned a new Baker's-in plant in Bulawayo. So these were done in that area. We also did in Harare, we did 1.65 kilometers Hirozeka construction inside the Hirozeka, and Pleasant Valley in the nearby 3.2 kilometers, Ashton Park 2 kilometers. In Marsh West, we also these were complete. Golden Valley Senate, just 4.8 kilometers. ED Mnangagwa Road in Chekutu, 0.4 kilometers. Robert Mugabe Road, Chekutu, 1.2 kilometers. And then, yes, the challenging Blawengai, where the contract is 14.8, we just only managed 2 kilometers, but it's work in progress. So that's some roads construction, reconstruction for members of honorable members, but a detailed breakdown, more accurate of even the other aspects that we've been doing. This is just reconstruction and construction. We're not saying the ones where there's overlay or provided to honorable members.
Thank you so much. PSC, next time we do not hear people talking about SADC. We hear auditors saying we did not do audit because of SADC. PS, please. SADC is coming good. Let's take number 10.
So, we will say, I have to follow up on what I know that
Questions in the order to improve rail and aviation safety. But however, no progress was recorded by the end of first quarter due to the absence of sleepers and fasteners. Increased the risk of accidents, delays, and disruptions in the transportation system, which could ultimately jeopardize the safety and well-being of passengers and personnel. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I think on this one, we have to mention that, as you know, that NRZ and also Zimbabwe, that are the two parastatals in the ministry, these are now under Mutapa. So as a ministry, what we now offer to our two parastatals is the policy guidance to say which direction do we want to move. But with regards to looking for investment and doing the work, this is no longer under under the ministry. So what we've also done following this development as a ministry is that we also now want to clean up also the contract of the permanent secretary to make sure that whatever is recorded there is no longer operational, because we don't now have a hand, or we don't have control over the operational issues of NRZ anymore now, since it's under MTAP. But just maybe for the comfort of the committee, is that I think there has been significant work that is being done in NRZ with regards to addressing the questions. Recently they were in Mozambique, and it is a tripartite that is signed between Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and also Botswana, where up to no more than 10 kilometers has already been done of rail under that tripartite, just to make sure that the rail is resuscitated. But the ministry now just has also a policy overview of the forest area.
Thank you so much, PS. Everything is on PS was an calling officer. So today we got pressure. Anything else there? She has explained to honorable members. Do you have any pending issues? Honorable one have been already answered. We are now moving to number 13. Honorable Chayamfula, can you ask question number 13?
Thank you, Chair. Can you update the comment on the progress that you have made in addressing the issues raised in the 2022 Auditor General report? Furthermore, the committee expects you to submit the 2024 second quarter budget performance report, and it is required by Public Finance Management.
Okay, sorry, honorable for introduction. I think she has already asked the question. We wanted to respond. Yes, about the general report. All the general reports. Okay, honorable chairman. Can she come again? Can you come again, honorable chairman? No. Let's read again. Read the question, honorable chairman. Yeah, can you read the question up to where it is in the report? Yes, retake it again.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Can you update the comment on the progress that you have made in addressing the issues raised in the 2022 Auditor's General Report?
Thank you. Okay, please.
I can say we are at 80% address of the issues that has been raised, and already a submission has been made to the Auditor General of the other issues that we've already addressed to date.
8 or 80%? 80%. What we are saying 8. Honorable Wende?
Can you be more specific? Because I think in your report you didn't indicate the progress, though you are also expected to be reporting. Can 80% of what? What have you done? So that we are more clear.
We are not doing some water to drink some water whilst we are discussing. I can see members, they are not having water.
Yeah, I think what we can do, we can finish you with the report that where we addressed the issues and submitted to the Auditor General.
No. We are not going to let you off on this one. But do you know the two findings that you are supposed to be addressing? Unfortunately, I am the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee. Because you didn't report on that. Because what you expect is, when you are reporting to the portfolio committees, you must also touch on the progress that you are making in terms of implementation. So if you are not aware of the issues, then it means you are not implementing anything. And the 80% that they are talking about is on what? Because you were supposed to say that there's an issue A, this is what we've done. The issue B, this is what we've done. But you can speak through that. These are simple matters. If you know that you've done 80%, because we want to be sure that you know the issues. Because if you don't know the issues that you're supposed to implement, even if you give us the report, it doesn't help us.
Also, if I may ask you, please, do you know the issues or you are not aware, so that we give you time to, if you want time?
I hope the appropriation, which is sort of thinking maybe against whatever the issues required.
One of the issues was on the variance between the reports, the bank and the appropriation account. There was a variance. And it was one of
the second one?
Yeah, so the second one, I wanted you to report on it yourself, because it also impacts on the issue that we started with, non-submission of financial statements. The Auditor General, because you had two findings. The first one is the expenditure variances that she's talking about. And in the 2023 report, the Auditor General is still reporting that we have not implemented. So maybe when you give the report, maybe we'll see the 80% that you're talking about in terms of ensuring that the variances for last year are catered for. The second issue was submission of financial statements. This finding also was not addressed, as the department took more than 1 year to submit current financial statements for audit. You see, so this is the reason why we were concerned when we started, because you are not only failing to do your responsibility as an accounting officer in terms of reporting to the committee as the Public Finance Management Act, but also the Auditor General has problems with you, because you take more than a year to submit financial statements for her to audit, So you see where the problem is. So the reason why, the quarterly reports are important is because it is also the responsibility of this committee to make sure that they move with you and assist you to implement the recommendation. So if you bring a quarterly report in September, that means you are most likely to reach end of the year without you implementing, because it's our tool mechanism of ensuring that we help you to implement this recommendation. So since you have a report, maybe we'll wait until you submit that report so that we can go through the report.
Okay. So PS, when can you submit the report, hard copy and PDF to our clerks? We need a time frame so that we're able to see that how far you've gone up to the 80% that you are talking about.
Before Friday.
The boss says before Friday. I can see she's here. Are we able to submit before Friday? No. The boss said before Friday because it's being minuted and it's being recorded. Hard copy plus the PDF to our clerks so that it can be shared among the MPs. Submit to Parliament.
Or go by the word of the peace.
Please. That's excellent, actually. If you work like that, because if you work as a team, it's good. Because you can say you cannot. She said before Friday. So it's maybe from when you leave this office, you start working on them on before Friday, you hit the target. Thank you so much, PS. Anything else, honorable members, that we need to end on? Those who haven't spoken, those who have taken, do you want to say something else before you leave here in the committee room from the... Any additional to your peers? No additional. Honorable member.
Thank you.